Today we convene under the auspices of our mother body, FIFA, that is here to conduct an induction for the newly elected Executive Committee of FAS. We have every reason to be grateful to our mother body, FIFA, for having worked with us throughout our football journey. Not too long ago, we had a delegation from FIFA that witnessed the recent elective FAS Congress in Kawe, the Rock of Authority. And this brought on board the servants of the game that you are seeing today. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the induction by FIFA demonstrates how much value FIFA places on the ethos of corporate governance. We are particularly excited that our executive committee reflects our societal diversity with every region represented here. Zambia has got 10 provinces, and all provinces are ably represented by these people here today. By extension, we are comforted that the tenets of corporate governance inducted by FIFA will reach every corner of our country. We are currently in the midst of institutionalizing a robust decentralization program that has seen FAS with established offices across the 10 provinces. We are, however, still at a point where these offices are housed in rented facilities. The long-term view for us that this decentralization amounts to the devolution, which will see the actual separation of powers at every level in FAS. Beyond just establishing office infrastructure, the challenge now is to fully operationalize the offices with the fully fledged personnel. I think you followed, we are talking about decentralization, but I think if you followed our journey coming to be in power, we are also talking about devolution of power, because we want to ensure that we go beyond just the provincial level, even downwards in terms of power allocation, resource allocation. That's why we don't want to just stick to the term decentralization, but we want to proceed and talk about devolution of power. We are happy that the visit by FIFA aligns with our long-sought goal of institutionalizing football across the 10 provinces. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we remain grateful for the support FIFA renders to our association for our operations and project support. FIFA has already committed not less than 10 million United States dollars for the soon-to-be constructed technical center in Chongwe under the FIFA Forward program. I think we have been, we heard even during our campaigns, we are talking about the FIFA Forward Development Program. That is what FIFA does to all the member associations. The proposed technical center will house the FAS headquarters, the pitches, the conference facilities, hotel, gymnasium, and swimming pools, among other infrastructure. On our part, we will commit to adhering to the high standards set by FIFA in the implementation of these projects. We also commit to the highest standards of corporate governance anchored on accountability, fairness, and transparency as espoused by FIFA. We will also endeavor to embrace the principle of separation of powers as it promotes checks and balances in the administration of the game. Obviously, again, we committed to democratic system of governance, and we talked about our type of leadership that we want to embrace is democracy anchored on its fundamental principles that we already know, which are many. Separation of powers, whose ultimate rationale is to promote checks and balances, is one of them. Accountability, transparency, constitutional limits on governance, all those principles that make democracy work. Political tolerance, it's one of those. Democracy can be lethargic at times because you have to, to dialogue. It's not easy because sometimes even a decision which is supposed to be made immediately you have to be, it becomes laborious and you have to be consultative, but ultimately a decision has to be made. The majority always carry the day, of course. Is to pay due attention during this induction and ensure that we apply whatever will be inculcated in us fully. To FIFA, you are welcome, Mr. David Fanny, and please feel free to enjoy the full complement of Zambian hospitality. May I conclude by reminding everyone about the importance of unity in the management of our game. I have committed to ensuring that everyone who has something to offer in our game is given an opportunity to save or contribute. We continue to engage all stakeholders, including the present and past leadership. We are part of society. And when we are part of society, we are also part of technology. All of us here, we follow what goes on social media. We may not comment, but we love the energy that we see on social media. Zambia is a constitutional democracy, and under our supreme law, the Constitution, there is freedom of expression under Article 20. But obviously, freedom of expression has got its limits. But the point I'm driving home is that we love the energy out there. But my invitation to all our people, all our football family, is that it is now time to deliver. We are no longer in the campaign mode. It is too early. We need everybody on board, including those people who want to offer checks and balances or who want to criticize. They are welcome. But I must mention that you members of the media are the fourth estate. Government has three organs, known separation of powers: the executive, the legislature, the judiciary. You media are the fourth estate. And I must mention once again, I think I'm always passionate about this because that is how our game will be managed. Checks and balances, very important. But you have got a 24/7 open door policy. Those who have got ideas and you're out there, there's no need to continue laboring under the impression of emotion. Anger and emotion are counterproductive. Let people feel free to come and engage us, bring ideas to the table. We don't claim to be, as executive, that we are the fountain of wisdom. I think every football stakeholder is very important. We have just, I think you saw that a few committees were released. We are in the process of doing that. Everybody, when I say present and past leadership, we mean just that. Everybody is important, including my predecessor, the immediate past president. So, he is going definitely to have a role to play in our game, because for us to succeed, we need everybody. Probably I should end with always very important quotations. Very, very important. I will just give you two. Why it is important. When you talk about separation of powers, you might be wondering why it's really important. This constitutional principle doctrine is very, very important, and I believe in it because, one, leadership is not a one-man show. A leader does not work alone. You work with people. You also need checks and balances. Criticism must be constructive, not armchair critics. If you are an armchair critic, then it means you are not contributing to the development of football in Zambia. We love everybody. We have talked about unity. We came to power on the platform of unity and reconciling the football family. What good will it do when you start reconciling people and you are bringing everybody on board? Then you still have armchair critics out there. Do they mean well for football? I want everybody to introspect and question their conscience as to whether they just want to keep on talking because they have got freedom of expression. For us, of course, will not be delayed, but we want everybody on board, including those who criticize us. Allow me to give you two quotations from one of the English lawyers or philosophers. John Locke wrote about separation of powers and said, "It may be too great a temptation to human frail, apt to grasp at power, for the same persons who have the power of making laws to have also in their hands the power to execute them, whereby they may exempt themselves from the obedience of the law they make, and suit the law, both in its making and execution, to their own private advantage." You find these words, in paragraph 142 of the second treatise of civil government. But a French jurist carried this doctrine further, Baron de Montesquieu, who said political liberty is only to be found where there is no abuse of power. But constant experience shows us that every man invested with power is liable to abuse it and would want to carry his authority as far as it will go. To prevent this abuse, therefore, it is necessary from the nature of things that one power should be a check on another. The rationale basically is about checks and balances, because power by its very nature, it has got an idiosyncratic nature of expanding itself in the wilderness of power. Lord Acton, the British parliamentarian, said power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So we are a democratic government. These EXCO members you are seeing here, you can feel free, you journalists. I think we had our first EXCO meeting on the 7th of June. I think we are democratic. We mean we just don't want to play lip service rhetoric. We have to walk the talk. I think they'll tell you themselves how we conduct our meetings. Sometimes maybe out there you might write stories as journalists. I think we are the fourth estate, have responsible journalism and report accurately, and don't look for a negative word in the 99% speech of good things. I want to welcome you all once again, and we are grateful that you are here. Help us. You are part of the football family. I think even you are part of the social media arena. Bring everybody on board. We love those who criticize us. It makes us work, but let them come on board and not being armchair critics. Mr. David Fani, you are most welcome. I had to go a little bit away from my speech because it is necessary. We want everybody on board. That's the only way we are going to develop football in Zambia. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Always to be here in Zambia to interact with the football family. I'm glad to be here for today and tomorrow as a representative of FIFA to demonstrate FIFA's support to one of its member associations. This induction is meant to benefit the executive committee and the football fraternity at large. It's an empowerment initiative by FIFA to try and bring the newly elected committee up to speed in terms of how they should conduct the affairs of the Football Association of Zambia. Thank you, Mr. President, for welcoming me here. I recognize the presence of the Executive Committee as well, and of course the General Secretary and the staff of the Football Association of Zambia. Over the next two days, I will not be the only facilitator. There will be colleagues joining online to deliver their own presentations because they could not be here due to other commitments. As you know, we have currently the FIFA Club World Cup taking place in the US. So some of our colleagues are out there, but others are also in missions in other jurisdictions to help our member association. So for this induction, I'll be the only person on site, but there will be colleagues joining online to deliver presentations. We will cover quite a variety of topics ranging from governance to the world football setup of football, the global setup, starting right from FIFA and coming down to the confederations and the national associations and the structures that are established under each national football association. So we'll cover those areas, and then we'll look at other programs that are available to member associations in terms of what FIFA has made available. We look at the technical development scheme, for example. There will be a presentation on that, I believe, from the respective department. And then, of course, we'll also have a representative of women's football to share with the executive committee what is available in terms of programs that can be accessed for the development and improvement of women's football. So I think the President has set the stage for interactive discussions. These are not lectures, it's for us to exchange. And we do take cognizance of the fact that knowledge is not endowed in one person. There's no one who can claim to know everything. Yes, each person knows something, and the President has acknowledged that everyone can contribute, and therefore we should have the willingness to allow other people to come and make a contribution. Even as much as we may claim to be more knowledgeable, there are people out there who can also make their own contribution. So the statement by the President to say, the door is open for everyone to make a contribution, I think is quite encouraging. Lastly, I just want to assure everyone that FIFA fully supports its member associations, and to us that support is demonstrated in various ways. One of the areas that we'll cover will be the forward development programs, which is FIFA's funding program for development within member associations. All the 211 members of FIFA benefit from that program, and there will be a presentation in terms of what is available and how the funds can be accessed, how they can be used, and for what purposes, in line with the priorities and objectives that the Football Association of Zambia